With shock comedy becoming a staple on all social media platforms, no one else set it off and inspired a generation more than Tom Green. I'm One Bad Comic, and this is Vinyl Snacks. What's up, Vinyl Heads? Welcome to another episode of Vinyl Snacks. I'm your host, One Bad Comic. Thank you guys so much for coming out to another episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. This channel's pretty much dedicated to my vinyl collection, and I like sharing everything that I have with all of you guys. And if you're a regular vinyl head, what's up? Welcome back to another episode. Today's a really neat episode because I'm going to talk about probably one of my favorite comedians of all time. The one and only Tom Green, baby. That's right. I bet you guys didn't even know he had a vinyl out, right? Well, he did. And I bought it. I had to get it. Tom Green's been a huge influence in my life. And I know that he influenced a generation for me. So it's real cool to talk about him today on this episode. Tom Green was born Michael Thomas Green on July 30, 1971 in Pembroke, Canada. That's right. So he's a Canadian. A lot of great Canadians come out of great comedians come out of Canada. Norm Macdonald, John Candy, Jim Carrey. He started pretty much in the same places that they did too at this comedy club called Yuck Yucks Comedy Club, and that's where he started. He was 15 years old when he started doing stand-up, which is pretty impressive. You know, at 15, I was masturbating. All right, that's all I was doing. A lot of yanking. A lot of yanking at 15. I had no goals. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but that's pretty cool, you know. And as he grew up, he ended up going to college, and it was in his college years that he started hosting numerous talk show hosts, but over on radio. So it was radio shows that he had with a friend named Glenn Humplick. That's where they met. When he met Glenn Humplick, they had a radio show where they would pretty much prank people, and they would think it was like razzing or something like that. That was a word where they would prank call people and make fun of them, which was pretty cool, you know. But that's where they met, and they ended up pretty much co-hosting the Tom Green Show in their later years. What's up, Vinyl Heads? I hope you guys are enjoying this episode of Vinyl Snacks. I just wanted to take the time off real quick and thank each and every single one of you that has been supporting, commenting, and sharing all of my videos. It truly means a lot to me, and I just want to say thank you for the support. Also, I do have 3 open slots for sponsorship. I have over 36,000 followers and fans across all my social media platforms. So if you have a business and you're trying to get the word out, hit me up. You guys can reach me at onebadcomic01@gmail.com. Let's get back to it, baby. Also, he was a rapper. A lot of people don't know this. The real fans know what's up, but Tom Green was actually he's a pretty good rapper. I know he has some stuff out there. He actually was in a rap group called Organized Rhyme in Canada. They were actually pretty good. They released a few singles. I believe they released an album also. And they were actually nominated for a couple of awards, which I think they won a few of them. So that was pretty neat. But yeah, Tom Green was actually a pretty decent rapper. He's actually really good. I think he raps on some of these songs on the vinyl. If you guys have a chance on YouTube, look up Tom Green Exhibit. And they like freestyle together. Shit's fire, guys. It's a hot track. It's a really hot track. I highly recommend you guys check it out. And it's a real cool little scene where Exhibit and Tom Green freestyle together. And you kind of see him drop in his skills. So it's really cool. As his career continued, it expanded. And then he caught the eye of the one and only MTV, music television. And for most of you people that don't know, for my generation, growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, MTV was the channel to be on. So MTV goes and picks up the Tom Green Show, and Tom Green Show starts coming out on some prime time MTV nights. And after that, his show just blows up. He was just changing the way comedy was being seen at that time, which I thought was super, like, it was mind-blowing for me at the time. This was pre-internet and all that stuff. All you had was TV. So I remember watching him do all these sketches, and it was super hilarious. It revolutionized a lot of the way we see comedy even now, which you can see an influence on the new style of comedy. A lot of new comics now are doing a little awkward comedy, which I think is somehow rooted with Tom Green. He ended up being on Rolling Stone, dude. He was a cover on Rolling Stone. That's how huge he got. He created a song called the Bum Bum Song, which came up all the way to #1 on TRL, which everybody knows TRL knows what's up. Like, that was a big show, and he made it all the way to #1 with people requesting the Bum Bum Song, a song that he created, and he beat all these singers at that time. After that, he ends up getting testicular cancer in 2000. He was diagnosed with testicular cancer, and instead of keeping it private, Tom Green did what Tom Green does, and he made it public. And not only did he make it public, he made a whole special about having testicular cancer. And so in the whole hour special, you're actually seeing his journey with what he has to do to get better, which got a lot of critical acclaim from people for doing that. I believe Tom Green Show was discontinued around that time, but he was still able to continue his entertainment career through movies. So that's when he jumped on some movies, on some classic movies like Road Trip, right? Which is still a classic to this day. Road Trip still holds up, but he comes out. He's one of the characters that sticks out in the movie, definitely with the mouth. Puts it in his mouth, right? So that's pretty neat. He does other movies like Charlie's Angels. He does also, he makes his own movie called Freddy Got Fingered. So he produced his own movie, and it didn't get a lot of critical acclaim, which is like, whatever, dude. I'm kind of, critics, what the fuck do they know, right? I was a big fan of his. I remember when I went to go see the movie, I was too young to go in, but we couldn't buy tickets, me and my friend, but some lady in the back heard us when they told us we couldn't come in, and a lady was like, these are my nephews, like, I'm gonna buy their tickets. So some random lady bought us tickets to see the movie, which I was just such a huge fan. I enjoyed the movie. The movie didn't get a lot of critical acclaim. It even got like nominated for the Razzies, which is like the opposite of the Oscars. It's an award ceremony for like really shitty movies. And but the cool thing is that Tom Green not only was cool with it, but he went and picked up his award personally at the Razzies, which nobody had ever done in 20 years. So that just shows you how fucking cool he was. He went and picked up his award, which is super, super, super dope. But yeah, and after that, he's continued his career. He's done other stuff. He's on tour. He continues to do stand-up all over the country, which is where I met him, was at the LOL Comedy Club in San Antonio. And this is where I actually bought this record. I had to go see him. And he was selling this vinyl record, which is really, really neat. The cover shows Tom Green. It's all green, which is pretty dope. And the cool thing about this specific vinyl is that he signed it for me. And I actually have his autograph on here. And it says, "To one bad comic, Tom Green," which I'm probably going to frame it. I have to frame it. In the back, it's pretty much a basic view of all the songs that are on each side. So that's pretty cool. If you bring the record out, there's pretty much, it's a little booklet. It's like a booklet that you open up, and it says the Tom Green album, and it pretty much describes who he is. And it's a pretty quick. I could probably put this as a poster, so it's kind of like a long spread. So that's pretty cool. That's what she said. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, and in the back is something. It's really cool because he has a whole bio about himself, and it's pretty much him talking about his career and thanking everybody that's supporting him over the years. So it's like a big thank you to everybody, which I think is super dope. Yeah, Tom Green's just been such a huge influence for me my whole life. When I was a little kid, I remember I always wanted to be a comedian. Like, I wanted to be a comedian since I was like 9 years old, guys. Like, for reals. Like, for reals. And I was always scared to do stand-up. I was scared to be funny because I was scared that people were gonna like bully me or make fun of me, or like, you don't know, when you're growing up in those you kind of just want to blend in. But when I saw the Tom Green show and I saw what he was doing, it made me feel like, hey, well, if he can do it, then so can I. So from there, I started to be funny myself. And I just started, he made me fearless pretty much, that I could do whatever I wanted and still be cool and still be badass. So that's why this vinyl record means a lot to me. And not only to have met him and to have thanked him personally, which I did. I thanked him. I was like, thank you for doing what you did, because it made me do what I'm doing. So I can thank him a lot for influencing me, and he has like this, I feel like this connection with him that allowed me to be a comedian and be the person that I am today. And I don't know if I would have been able to do it if it wasn't for people like him. So it's pretty neat to hold this little piece of history of my life right here. And not only that, but also signed by the man Tom Green. So I had to share this with you guys, and I hope that you guys follow him. Make sure you guys go to his shows, because he's still holding up. He's still kicking ass. Super cool guy. Super down to earth to meet. And I'm sure you guys will have a treat when you go out and check him out. So that'll be it for today's episode. Again, guys, I want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for coming out and spending a couple of minutes with me and enjoying vinyl snacks. I'll catch you on the next episode, baby. Peace.